Hey guys, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for tuning in, and welcome to more like a swatch party. So I have lots of eyeshadows to swatch and talk to you guys about, and obviously I have used all of them, so I'm going to share my thoughts. And yeah, I got a few eyeshadow palettes from Sugarpill. So these are brand new launches. So I just got them in a sale, but I wasn't like 100% like blown away by the quality of these palettes. That's pretty much why I'm here to talk about, because you know, saving money and all those stuff. And Sugarpill also launched like an individual just one shadow, which is in the shade Bittermelon, and it's a vegan shade, it says here. Are these palettes vegan? I'm not sure because there's no information. Hang on, that's a mirror. That's why it's like blinding you. There's like no information at the back, just like the shade names. I believe these came with a box. I don't remember. I'm just completely blanking. I don't know if these came with a box or not. But yeah. And I also have like single shadows from Sugarpill itself. All of the colors from the Sugarpill single shadow lineup, just to swatch and show you guys if there's like a dupe, or if you want to buy these shades by themselves, not these exact shades from the palette, but even they have like very similar colors in their individual shadow lineup as well. So I just got them to just swatch and show dupes and comparison and whatnot. So let's just start with, so I believe these two were launched in a collection called Capsule collection. So the Pink Capsule is C1 and the Orange Capsule is C2. Very cute packaging. The packaging, I was under the impression that maybe it's not very sturdy, but it's super sturdy. It's like it doesn't like bend. It's pretty strong, guys. It's actually a really nice packaging, and as you can see, this half an oval that you see that is kind of blinding you is actually the mirror. So this half, the oval is see-through clear, and the other half is opaque. So the opaque one on the inside is the mirror. So it's a really nice functional mirror, and then that's how it is for both the palettes. And as you can see, and I think the full price on these palettes are $42, $42 or $45. So, and these probably must be made in US. So let's just get swatching. So, and I will just tell you guys what things I didn't like about the palette shade wise, because the mattes were pretty good. The problem was like mostly with the metallics. So the first shade is a pink shade, as you can see. It kind of looks, I don't know, maybe it doesn't look like a mauve, but it's actually pretty pink in person. So that's a good shade. So we have greens from, this is from the palette, and I don't know if you guys recall, I just have two more greens from the Sugarpill collection, the permanent lineup. I don't know if these are permanent or not. I'm so sorry, guys. But this is a good pigmented green. It's really good. It works really well, especially when you use it on like on a tacky base. It clings and it blends really well. I really like the color. It's like popping on dark skin. And then there's this purple, light purple, which actually looks white in the pan. So it's more like an iridescent color, and I feel the formula is more like a highlighter formula. It works really well as an eyeshadow too, but it's like very smooth, and the glitters are not very large at all. So it really works well, and it's a good shadow, to be honest. And then there's this that looks just white in the pan, and on my skin it looks ashy. Look at that, it just looks ashy. But I have to say, since I use shadows on a tacky base, I don't like set my primer with like a skin toned eyeshadow and then I don't apply my actual shadows on top of that. So I just apply the shadows on a tacky sticky base. So this kind of oxidizes on a sticky base, and it kind of looks like a purple. The purple tones really come out, but I believe if you apply it on like primer that you've set with some kind of a translucent powder or whatever you apply it, It might appear ashy because right now I'm just applying it on my dry, unmoisturized skin. So yeah, it's pretty light shade. I don't know why they formulated or like decided to come out with such a light blue. Who's benefiting from such a white toned ashy color? I don't know. I don't know. And this is next is the star of the show, which actually swatches like this, and when you just apply it, it just disappears. Obviously, the star was sarcastically meant, so this is like the biggest loser in the palette. It just like awful, awful, awful. I've never ever used a gold that is this bad. It's a total failure. It's so bad, you guys. I don't know what Sugarpill has so many like nice well formulated matte, and they just flopped with a gold. It's like so bad. It's like so bad. It's like I'm so awful. And then there's this. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys, each palette, there's one really big pan, and that is actually a cheek product. That is like a blush. This so it's not like eye friendly, I believe, but I used both the blushes on the eyes and they worked really good. So this is that blush, the pink blush, and it worked really nice as eyeshadow, no problems at all. It's a little bit on the sheerer side, not like an eyeshadow like a pigmentation, but it's kind of on the sheerer side. You can definitely build it up and it works well. Just build it up and it works really well. And then this is that blue purple color. This is actually a eyeshadow. It works well. It really works well. It blends well. I was very happy about it. And then this is a blue color. Again, this is better than the gold, but not as good as the purple, of course. But the thing is, this color is kind of again on the drier side. I feel you could just like use like a flat shader brush and pack it on the eyelid and it works well. But if you want to use it to like blend out the edges, I feel if you want to blend the edges out, it kind of blends away. It's kind of drier. And if I use like a blending brush, you see how I have like metallic eyeshadow in this curvature? I always do that. I always apply some kind of metallic shadow here in this brow bone where it starts, where the brow bone and my nasal bone, what is this? I don't know, where it connects. Excuse me. So when I use this with a blending brush, the shadow just disappeared. There was no shadow. I tried building it up. I don't know, again, not very impressed with this blue. And this tone of blue, again, is not very nice, too. I wish it was more vibrant, to be honest. So, no, I didn't really like that. This is actually, on the other hand, is quite nice. It's more like, it's more smoother and more glossier, to be honest, and more shinier. And it's a good formula, but you see how it is? It kind of looks like a mauve shade, but the glitter is gold. So it's like a very, very pale mauve with a gold glitter. On my skin tone, you really don't see any of that. It just looks like a washed out champagne shade. Not a big difference on my skin tone. Might as well not be in this palette, you know, for me personally. Yeah. Then this is, oh my god, there is a shade very similar to this and I don't have it with me. I believe it was like in one of those singles. Hang on. So these singles, oh, I know I was talking about singles, right? But these singles are like without the packaging. But I do have Sugarpill singles that come with the packaging. You know what? I should get it just to show you guys comparison. Once I swatch both the palettes, I think maybe I'll just go get it quickly. So this is, and this is really, really good. This is a good blue. It blends well. It doesn't turn black or anything. It's a really nice blue. So that is that that is the swatches of the Pink Capsule. Let's move on to the Orange Capsule. So the Orange Capsule, the first shadow is peach. You know how here the first shadow was pink, here the first shadow is peach, and the second shadow here was green, right? So here in its place we have a yellow. This is not like a very bright yellow, not like too bright or anything, but it works well. It's good. It really clings on to the primer. It blends well. It doesn't like disappear. It builds well. Everything is so good. And something similar to this iridescent purple is like a green. The formula on this is good, to be honest. It's not powdery. It's actually pretty pigmented. It's a beautiful green. It works well with a flat shader brush. It works well with a blending brush. It's a good formula. And then in place of the gold, we have this bright teal. For some reason, this teal has come out well. The gold has come out terribly, but the teal has come out quite well. Don't get me wrong. As you can see, it's pretty dry, but somehow they made it work. It's kind of dry, it's kind of gritty, just like the gold, but the gold is just like failed. But the teal has come out well, and it's a very stunning color. I'm happy at least the teal has come out well. And then we have a beautiful, stunning terracotta color. It's just like a perfect terracotta shade. I honestly was expecting this to be like a darker shade to create like a dimension, a depth on dark skin, like when I'm doing an eye look. But this shade is not deep enough to create that dimension at all, or like a depth. It's a medium shade, if you ask me. On my skin, maybe on a medium skin tone, it's like a darker shade, but on dark skin, it's definitely like a medium shade. So yeah, but it's a beautiful color. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful color. But yeah, this brown too, I don't know, I was expecting it to be nice and chocolatey and nice and rich, but it's not that crazy dark. It's not like a black and brown, but it builds well. You can create like a depth and like a really good depth like I've created right here, but this is from a different palette. So you can definitely create a depth with a brown. What am I saying? You gotta build it up, and it builds well. Don't get me wrong, it builds well, but it's just like not one swipe richness. And then the blush in this palette is a beautiful coral shade. A beautiful coral shade. And this also, actually, this one is this pink here in the C1 is like a matte. It's a completely matte blush. This one works well as an eyeshadow too, but it's not matte. It has like silvery shimmers, I feel. Silvery shimmers, and the shimmers are so minute that when you apply it on the skin, on the eyelid, it looks like satin. It kind of like layers, covers your skin, and creates a satiny, like a smooth satiny finish to your eyelids. It looks really pretty. I really love this as like a what's the word, you know, just above the crease when you use like a transition color. Yes, this looks very pretty as a transition color on dark skin, especially with that shimmer. It looks so pretty, very nice. And then also on the cheeks, it works really well on the cheeks. And then we have this typical boring blue brown pigment MAC Club kind of a color. As you can see, the formula is actually good. I can't find fault with the formula, but the color is so dull. Look at that. It's like, I wish there was some kind of like I wish this teal was more brighter and maybe more glittery and more eye-catching, or the base was more like darker. It's just like so dull. It's so dull. Look at that. This dull blue and this kind of look the same on my skin tone, right? I don't know. I really wish it was like really nice. It was a good formula. There's another pink champagne color, which just looks very silvery, because this is like a pale pink with silver glitters. It's a good formula actually. It really applies well. It's pigmented, but it's just like silvery on me. Not a lot of color per se on my skin tone. And finally we have like a medium brown. This would like, as you can see, just blends into my skin like a beautiful transition shade, maybe to set your primer if that's something you do. So yeah, okay, I need to go and oh wait, before I go, let's swatch the Bittermelon shade from that single shadow that they launched. Okay, this is a good green. I wouldn't consider this teal. They describe this as a teal shade. I wouldn't consider this a teal. On me, it's like a beautiful medium tone green. It's actually not dark at all. It's like a bright, vibrant, but still a little bit darker green, but I wouldn't consider this like a teal. So those are the swatches. Let me quickly go grab my Sugarpill singles that are in like individual packaging itself, and then we'll do like a comparison very quickly. Hey guys, I got all the shadows that I wanted to bring in, and so yeah, let's talk about Velocity. This is the blue tone shade I was telling you guys about. Very similar to this. See, it's a serious dupe. But these are like with the packaging $13, and without the packaging as just like individual pans, these are like $10 each. And then there's this shadow, which is similar to the blue, red purple. This is 2 a.m. Look at that. It's it's a serious dupe. It's a very potential dupe. And then this pink blush, I have a shade called Hotsy Totsy. Hotsy Totsy, look at that, very similar. Oh, slightly darker than the blush shade from the C1 palette capsule, right? And then we have like very light purple. This is much darker than this purple for sure. This is like so white, so I don't think I have like a dupe for this. But look at that. This one also has a lot of gray in it, so it kind of, but still this looks more purple. So this is in the shade Velouria. And for greens, I have two greens actually, green mattes. So Sugarpill recently like discontinued some shades, so I don't know which ones are discontinued and which ones are actually present. So just FYI. This is Arsenic. Arsenic is definitely in their collection because it's a new shade. This was launched last summer. You see Arsenic, very similar. Actually, they are like the same. And this is like Acidberry. It's probably, I don't know if Acidberry is still there. Acidberry is more brighter than Arsenic. So yeah. What else? Then what else do I have? I think it's swatched. Oh wait, the yellow. This is Buttercupcake. Buttercupcake from Sugarpill. So this is in the singles. Again, I don't know if Buttercupcake is available. Buttercupcake is slightly darker than this yellow from the C2, the Orange Capsule. It's more brighter, as you can see. Then I believe there's Text Me, which is like a very similar skin tone brown, something like this. You can use this as a transition shade too. And then what else do I have? Oh wait, I have like a coral shade which can be used similar to this. Oh wait, similar to the blush, I'm sorry. This is in the shade Suburbia. But Suburbia is like a complete matte shade. Oh yeah, very similar actually, but it's more coral, and this is more coral too. But The blush is a little toned down because of the shimmers, but this is like a full-on pigment because it's just like a plain matte. So the shade Suburbia is more coral, but they are the base is similar actually. So that is Suburbia. What else? Oh wait, I have Midori. Midori is this stunning green shade. Let me swatch it next to Bittermelon. Yeah, I guess against Midori, which is like a true green, this looks a little teal, right? But otherwise, yeah, that's Midori. This is Bittermelon. So those are the swatches, you guys. Let me just give you guys a roundup of my thoughts on the capsule palettes. The capsule palettes and mattes are really good. They blend well. The pigmentation is good. They build well. The metallics are not that good, to be honest. Of course, if you were to buy these individually, as I showed you guys, like there are some serious dupes of all of these mattes in the permanent collection. But if you were to buy them, they are a little expensive, as I just told you guys. If you want to buy them with as like full packaging, this is like $13 and this is like $10. So even if you were to get 4 of these, if you get 1, 2, 3, 4, or maybe instead of this pink you get this, it's going to you're going to end up paying $40. And the palette is like 42 or 45, and you do get, you know, like I don't know, it comes well packaged in a palette and some extra metallic shades. Just even if it's not like A+ quality, you can kind of work with it, except for the gold. The gold is like just terrible, but otherwise the metallics, you can definitely work with them. You can just apply them as like inner corner highlighter. You can just like use them for sure. So I believe the palettes are kind of a good deal, but I just want to show you guys like a comparison, just in case you want to pick up 1 or 2 colors. If that's what you're interested in it, you can definitely pick out the colors. The C1 capsule, the C1, which is the pink capsule, has a lot of dupes. The C2 has only yellow, I think, and this brown transition shade, but otherwise the C1 has the most dupes. So yeah, that is it, you guys. That's all I wanted to come here to share my thoughts on these palettes and how they are and whether I like them or not, and show you guys comparison dupes. That's the reason why I didn't buy it right away, because I saw so many dupes. I was like, I don't want to pay full price. I have all of these shades already. So thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked watching it, and also subscribe, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye bye.